Wednesday, May 20th. I have just come from a Zoom continuing education class on postmodern, post-Christian, post-truth. How do we be church? How do we preach the gospel? How do we speak of Jesus as the way, the truth, and the life when people can decide truth for themselves? When the most eminent leaders of huge superpowers can announce something as fake news and it just be accepted, can speak something that is blatantly untrue and people will trust him regardless. I'm sure you have no idea who I'm talking about. But it did make me feel like sometimes we are living in a society where everything is shifting sand. But as we've been thinking about wisdom and virtue and character and seeking God, I thought that my thought for today would be to read from Job chapter 28. In fact, to read the entire chapter. Listen to this. People know where to mine silver and how to refine gold. They know where to dig iron from the earth and how to smelt copper from rock. They know how to shine light in the darkness and explore the farthest regions of the earth. As they search in the dark for ore, they sink a mine shaft into the earth, far from where anyone lives. They descend on ropes, swinging back and forth. Food is grown on the earth above, but down below, the earth is melted as by fire. Here the rocks contain precious lapis lazuli, and the dust contains gold. There are treasures no bird of prey can see, no falcon's eye observe. No wild animal has walked upon these treasures, no lion has ever set his paw there. People know how to tear apart flinty rocks and overturn the roots of mountains. They cut tunnels in the rocks and uncover precious stones. They dam up the trickling streams and bring to light the hidden treasures. But do people know where to find wisdom? Where can they find understanding? No one knows where to find it, for it is not found among the living. It is not here, says the ocean, nor is it here, says the sea. It cannot be bought with gold. It cannot be purchased with silver. It's worth more than all the gold of Ophir, greater than the precious onyx or lapis lazuli. Wisdom is more valuable than gold and crystal. It cannot be purchased with jewels mounted in fine gold. Coral and jasper are worthless in trying to get it. The price of wisdom is far above rubies. Precious peridot from Ethiopia cannot be exchanged for it. It's worth more than the purest gold. But do people know where to find wisdom? Where can they find understanding? It is hidden from the eyes of all humanity. Even the sharp-eyed birds in the sky cannot discover it. Destruction and death say, we've heard only rumours of where wisdom can be found. God alone understands the way to wisdom. He knows where it can be found. For he looks throughout the whole earth and sees everything under the heavens. He decided how hard the wind should blow and how much rain should fall. He made the laws for the rain and laid out a path for the lightning. Then he saw wisdom and evaluated it. He set it in place and examined it thoroughly. And this is what he says to all humanity. The fear of the Lord is true wisdom. and to forsake evil is real understanding. We've already spoken about the fact that fear of the Lord is to acknowledge we're nothing without him. Wisdom is to be sought and found only in God. If it was going to be written now, I'm sure we'd add some verses about satellites in space, or walking on the moon, or splitting the atom. The accomplishments of humankind are beyond imagination. But no matter how superlative the accomplishments of humankind, true wisdom is only found in God. We've been looking at Proverbs, and perhaps Proverbs sums it up best when it says this: a beautiful person who exercises no wisdom is like a gold ring in a pig's snout. The commentator says, yes, she may have a great smile. Sure, he looks like a classic Greek statue. But if they don't use the good sense God has given them, they are as useful as jewellery in a pig pen. I pray you find wisdom. And if that means you wrestle with the big questions of life, about suffering and free will and why God allows coronavirus, and if you shout at him when he takes things away from you, or when people around you are suffering, if you want to scream when the world doesn't make sense, if you want to give God advice on how to run the universe, by all means do it. He's big enough to take it. Struggle, wrestle, do it all. But in the end, find wisdom in the fear of the Lord, in the knowledge that only in him is wisdom to be found. How wise are you today? Where is your wisdom? I'll leave you with that thought. Seek, and he may be found. See you tomorrow.